I, in my life experience in this world as Bruce Lee, transcended the physical from only a certain perspective. In that I became the directive principle of my human physical body, as my human physical body completely, as I was so merged with the physical human body that my self-movement was purely physical. The physical and I moved as one, expressed as one. So much so, that when I punch or kick, that very punch, the force that is the kick, the force that is the punch, the director that punch, the director that kick, was me absolutely, not me through the physical, not me directing the physical to do this and to do that. I expressed me as the physical in absolute awareness as me. And it wasn't just a punch or just a kick where all my force was directed to only one point of the physical, as the arm/fist only or as the leg/feet only. The kick and punch was as the physical as me entirely, completely. With my whole being as the physical, I kick, I punch as one. The physical human body was one as me. Therefore the kick, the punch was as one. The entire physical as me. To the human eye it may have looked like just a punch or just a kick. But the experience for me as myself was my entire human physical body as the force that is me, expressed as the kick or as the punch. In this, I had the ability to specify my expression as the physical. Because the punch wasn't just a punch and kick wasn't just a kick. It was a precision-defined specified movement I expressed as me. I didn't experience my physical human body as separate parts, as toes, feet, legs, arms, hands. It was one expression, as the expression of me that is merged as the physical. And so the force that is me as the expression of me as the physical was expressed for example in a kick/punch, not utilizing only certain parts of the physical to carry out the kick/punch, but literally, the entirety of me as the physical one and equal. I was in tune with my physical, as my physical, completely grounded here and as the physical. Absolute presence as the physical, experiencing each and every single movement of muscle, of bone, of tissue of cell as I move as the physical, and the physical with the physical as me. Though, the mistake I made was stopping there, with the silent self, merged as the physical. I practiced silence of mind/self and the beingness of me as the physical to such an extent, that it became the existence of me. And this is what I attempted to teach to others, without me even realizing it. Because I didn't wholly understand my experience. I was completely silent, existing as the physical entirely. My breath sounding throughout my being as the physical. I was so silent, that my breath became the loudest sound, no matter where I was. See, many human beings sit still in various ways as spiritual practices to reach the state of silence which only manifests you as the silence of mind, still separate from the human physical body. Wherein they're silent as the mind, which is not so difficult to attain if you're extremely disciplined and focused to the utmost degree, where all of you is only determined on and in and as that one point of attaining the silent mind/silent self, wherein nothing else and no one else exists, but you forcing everything you've got and all that you are, only doing just that, attaining the silent mind/silent self. However, in just attaining a silent mind, all that you become is a silent mind defined as a silent self. Nothing else exists and no one else exists. Not even your human physical body, which is the quintessence/embodiment of separation in its most extreme perfection. With me, the experience was different, as my focus and attention as all of my being existed here in breath as the physical movements I express as my human physical body. I wasn't focused on attaining a silent mind, but rather within the absolute perfecting of my physical movements as the human physical body. Your experience of yourself in the physical changes dramatically when it is not just the body moving, but developing the body as yourself to move and express according to the specificity and precision you will. Through supreme, brutal discipline, within the physical movements being expressed as me within the utmost precision and perfection, wherein such precision and perfection required absolute, paramount focus and attentiveness, within which breath assisted and supported me, I slowly but surely became the silence existent as breath, wherein my expression with the physical, became as the physical. And within and during the process of all of me, stationed within the determination and drive to perfect my physical movements, within absolute, total, complete discipline and self-control, within which I was so focused and persistent to perfect my physical movements, when all that existed was the silence of me as breath, did I merge with the physical completely, becoming the breath as the physical completely. The physical and I as one. And breathing became me. The silence was me and the physical expressed me. The manifested presence that is the physical here. For me, to exist as this, was natural, as it occurred gradually. So much so, that I didn't even realize that this is what I experienced myself to be. It became me to such an extent, that I didn't even realize what I actually experienced myself as. The silence of me as breath as the physical. One expression here. I became the art of physical movement as the physical. I became the physical, not me here as the physical, it was me as the physical. Separation, separate from me here, as I merged myself with the actual God that is the physical. Existing through the physical, instead of through the mind, but losing myself in the becoming of me as the physical itself only. Because in only being physical. The silence of me as the physical, existing only as breath as the physical, I limited myself to only the physical, as only the physical. And that's all I existed as and became and experienced me to be. That's where my existence ended. Existing only as the physical. I couldn't expand me, here, as who I am, any further. Yet, I could extend the perfection and precision of my physicality as and in the expression of me as the physical. I could push my physicality beyond certain perceived, accepted limits, which I experienced as pushing myself as the physical beyond perceived limits. I could evolve the physical as me to supremacy through the art of physical movement and expression that I had became, but that had nothing to do with me here. I was the physical only and was limited to the physical only. Yes, I could push past certain limitations, but not all. I could only extend and evolve myself as the physical so far. My mind stopped through and during the merging of me as the physical, within which I, the being, transferred myself from the mind into the physical, still trapped, still enslaved. Whether you're in the mind existing as the mind only, or in the physical existing as the physical only, you're still enslaved to the very existence as that which you accept and allow yourself to exist as. This is but the only difference between my experience and those that dedicate and devote their lives to attaining the silent mind/self. Becoming but one thing. If you exist as only one thing, be it only the mind or only the physical, you will become silent. Because all of you as everything of you, exists as only that one thing as a void that manifests as yourself. And you experience yourself as the silence that a void is. Becoming but a void in the vastness of existence that is yourself.